Morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is McCracken Circuit Court. This is the arraignment docket. Purpose of the arraignment is to advise you of the charges against you, in most cases enter a not guilty plea, and set the case for pretrial conference. If you have any questions about the proceeding today, please make sure you ask the questions when your case is called. First case is at the jail, which should have Roger D. Crass.
Judge Peyton Wilson on behalf of Mr. Crass. I'll acknowledge his identity, waive formal reading of the indictment, enter a not guilty plea on his behalf, and request a pretrial.
Okay, well, Mr. Crass has not been indicted yet.
Okay. We'll stand by then.
The next arraignment date is March the 18th at 8:30.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Jason Currington. Mr. Currington in the jail courtroom?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Currington, your case has not yet been considered by the grand jury. Your arraignment date is March the 18th at 8:30. Thank you, sir. Lorenzo Fitzgerald Roston. Good morning, Mr. Roston. Sir, your
Scott Markham.
Okay, Mr. Markham, Mr. Roston's case has not yet been considered by the grand jury. The return or the next arraignment date is March the 18th at 8:30.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Joseph Henderson. Is Joseph Henderson there?
He's out in the hallway, Judge. See me for a second.
Your Honor, on Mr. Roston, I was going to ask if Mr. Markham has got that as a private counsel or if he's.
It's a private case.
Okay, if we could be relieved from that, Judge.
You do any work on the case, Mr. Wilson?
We just waived the prelim from the rocket docket, it looks like.
All right, I will relieve the public defender. No fee will be assessed.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Let me write that down so we do an order. Roston.
Does that mean I'll take off the rocket docket?
Mr. Roston, I don't have any idea.
Hey, Lorenzo, I tried to call last night and I just couldn't get you. I'll try again later today. And you've got court this afternoon as well.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Just Mr. Henderson?
Yes, sir.
Joseph Henderson, sir, your case has not yet been considered by the grand jury. Your arraignment date is now March the 18th at 8:30 a.m.
Could I ask you a question, Mr. Kitchen?
Yes, sir.
I got some backup time, and I'm almost finished with my backup time, and I was asking you, can I get bail credit once my backup time is cleared?
Mr. Henderson, I cannot consider a request for bail modification today. My recommendation would be for you to contact your attorney and have them file the appropriate motion in circuit court.
All right, thank you.
Okay, good luck, sir.
Yeah.
Jesse Leach, is Mr. Leach there? Morning, Mr. Leach. Sir, your case has not yet been considered by the grand jury. Your arraignment date is now March the 18th at 8:30.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, John.
Judge, if I can have a couple minutes, they're trying to get caught up back here with the next people.
Okay.
Somebody's in the waiting room.
Yeah.
All right, do we have John Ashley Lamar there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lamar, your case has not yet been considered by the grand jury. Your arraignment date is now March the 18th at 8:30 a.m.
Okay, sir. Question.
Yes, sir.
Can we look maybe reducing or maybe
I
bond?
can't, I'm not reviewing bonds today, sir. What you'll need to do is contact your attorney, have your attorney file the appropriate motion in circuit court, but I'm not considering bond today.
Okay, thanks, sir.
Yes, sir. We have Austin Lindsay.
Yes, sir.
Morning, Mr. Lindsay. Sir, your case has not yet been considered by the grand jury. Your arraignment date is now March the 18th at 8:30 a.m.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Is this the same?
This is, yeah, this is the right, okay.
Okay.
Both of them.
I'm going to try to mix these up so we're not just sitting here waiting on the jail. Commonwealth versus Martin L. Mason, 21 CR 113, 21 CR 141.
Your Honor, Peyton Wilson on behalf of Mr. Mason.
Is Mr. Mason on?
Judge, I thought he was actually incarcerated. I will try to verify that. But I do not see him on with us.
I'm on the phone.
Okay. So
All right.
he is with.
I'm on the phone. It's Martin Mason.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mason.
Judge, has he been indicted?
He has.
Okay, I'll acknowledge Mr. Mason's identity, waive formal reading of the indictment, enter a not guilty plea on his behalf, and request a pretrial.
Thank you. Pretrial conference is April the 26th at 1 o'clock in Division 1.
Yes, sir. Mr. Mason, is that a good phone number for you? The one you're calling on today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll be in touch. I'm taking that down, but I'll be in touch with you.
So April the 26th?
Yes, sir.
April 26th at 1
Okay.
o'clock.
Okay.
Commonwealth versus Larry Hughes, 21 CR. Oh, he's in jail. Okay.
This is 8 and 9 are not in jail. Or 8 and
Commonwealth versus Michael D. Grief, 21 CR 108.
Your Honor, this is Jeremy and Smith representing Michael Grief. This is him approaching right here. I enter my appearance on his behalf. We further formalities of arraignment and ask for a pretrial conference date.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Pretrial conference is April the 19th at 1:30 in Division 2.
Thank you very much, sir. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Commonwealth for E.L. Pride White, 21 CR 120.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank White, and we're looking for your return. Like it's Miss Lee.
I had noticed that she wasn't in here. I was kind of confused.
Your Honor, I can stand in for Miss Lee. I'd acknowledge Mr. White's identity, enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf, waive formal arraignment, just ask for pretrial conference.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Pretrial conference is April the 19th at 1:30 in Division 2. Mr. Pride White, did you hear that?
April the 19th at Division 2. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry.
April the 19th at 1:30. Division 2 there are two divisions in circuit court. I've got Division 2. Judge Kaltenbach has Division 1.
Okay, sorry.
That's all right.
Mr. White, what's a good phone number for you?
270-556-9531.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Thank you. Commonwealth versus Zachary Dotson, 21 CR 120.
I'm here, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dotson. And we're looking for John Straub.
Your Honor, I'll stand in for Mr. Straub. I acknowledge Mr. Dotson's identity, enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf, waive formal arraignment, just ask for pretrial conference.
Thank you. Pretrial conference, April the 19th at 1:30 p.m. in Division 2. Mr. Dotson.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Dawson, real quick, what's a good number for you?
A good number, sir, is 270-556-2433, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, and Mr. Dotson, did you hear the date and time?
I did not, sir.
It's April the 19th at 1:30 p.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Welcome.
You can go this way.
No. No, I don't want to. Just gonna start messing stuff up. I guess I can start just going down this docket. Commonwealth versus Randall Lewis Baker. Is Mr. Baker online?
Judge, I've got Mr. Baker's case.
Have you had any contact with Mr. Baker, Mr. Wilson?
I have not, Judge. I'm going to see if he be incarcerated, but other than that, no, I have not spoken to him.
I'm going to order a bench warrant, no bond, and if you
Yes, sir.
if you find him that he's in jail, then of course I won't issue a bench warrant.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Are you David Paul Martin, sir, at the jail?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Martin, your case has not yet been considered by the grand jury. Your next arraignment date is March the 18th at 8:30 a.m.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right.
Sir, are you Dustin K. McNeil?
Yes, sir.
Morning, Mr. McNeil. Sir, your case has not yet been considered by the grand jury. Your next arraignment date is March the 18th at 8:30 a.m. Thank you, sir. Commonwealth versus Valerie Hooper.
Judge, she has been indicted. Her next court date is March the 5th.
I'm on the line too.
March the 5th.
Thinking that we had sent over rocket docket paperwork.
Yes, it's a rocket docket.
Okay. All right, Ms. Hooper, your next court date is March the 5th. Is that, and what time is it going to be?
10:30.
At 10:30 a.m.
Okay.
And,
And you said March the
5th.
5th. Okay.
Now, you're calling in right now. If you're on a rocket docket, you are going to need to appear by video, or at least or come to courtroom B, because I don't think anybody's going to take a plea by phone. Maybe Judge Kaltenbach will, but it'd be better if you're here. Is that
Okay? So I'll need to be in court on that day.
I guess, is Judge Kaltenbach requiring him to be in?
Judge, I'm not sure. Mr. Johnson, do you know if?
I'm not sure either.
Let me check with Susan.
I don't recall seeing them in, but I don't know.
And I didn't mean they had to be in court, but they had to be able to see him. That's what I'm doing. I'm not taking any pleas unless I can
see him on the video. I understand.
Video.
If they can appear by Zoom, that's fine.
No, Zoom is fine, but I'm talking about if they're just calling in or appearing by video. That was my question.
Yeah, no, Judge Kaltenbach lets them do it by video.
I didn't hear what you said, Kim.
Judge Kaltenbach lets them do that by video like we are now.
I know, but the question is, if they're just calling in and not on video, will you let them take a plea by telephone?
He wants video.
Okay, that's what I thought. So either you got to get on video, Ms. Hooper, or you got to come into courtroom B.
Okay.
Okay, all right, thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Morning, sir, at the jail. Are you Michael Montgomery?
Yes, sir.
I've been appointed to represent Michael Montgomery. I'll acknowledge his identity. Will enter a not guilty plea, waive formalities of arraignment, request a pretrial conference date.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Johnson. Mr. Montgomery has not yet been indicted by the grand jury. His arraignment date is March the 18th at 8:30. Okay, did you understand that, Mr. Montgomery? So we're going to see you March the 18th at 8:30.
March the 18th?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Commonwealth versus Joseph Lawrence Rideau. Mr. Rideau online?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Good morning, Mr. Rideau. Sir, your case has not yet been considered by the grand jury.
Yes, sir.
Your arraignment date and time now is March the 18th. March the 18th at 8:30 a.m. And you'll appear just like you did today.
March 18th. I just got one quick question. What does it mean it hasn't been considered?
The grand jury hasn't taken a look at the case yet.
All right, I got you. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Commonwealth versus Jenny L. G, I guess, 20F 921.
Your Honor, Peyton Wilson on behalf of Mr. Gee, and Judge, Mr. Gee is incarcerated in Hopkinsville.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't know if they're on with us this morning. I don't see them.
Oh, I looked him up on Vine. I didn't see him in the jail. That doesn't mean.
Okay. Well, we'll continue the arraignment, find out where he is on March the 18th, 8:30.
Yes, sir. And Judge, I spoke to him yesterday. I can vouch. He is in Hopkinsville.
Okay,
He is
very
also
good.
held on a contiguous Graves County case. So
Okay. His case hasn't yet been considered by the grand jury anyway, so the next arraignment date is March the 18th at 8:30.
yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Commonwealth versus Anthony Wayne Markland. Is Mr. Markland online?
He's in jail.
No, never mind, he's in jail. Commonwealth versus Anthony L. Tankersley Jr.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Tankersley. Sir, your case has not yet been considered by the grand jury. Your arraignment date is now March the 18th at 8:30 a.m.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Judge,
Yes,
there is a order continuing him to, I'm sorry, Judge, yes, March 18th. Did you call Anthony Markland?
I in error because he's in the jail. He'll be called later.
Okay.
Commonwealth versus Jesse Riley.
Judge, he has taken a rocket docket deal and he's to enter a plea on March the 19th.
Okay, does he know that?
Hi, this is Jesse Riley, Your Honor.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Riley. We're going to see you tomorrow, March the 19th at what time? 10, 11, 10:30?
1 o'clock.
I'm sorry, March the 19th.
Yes, March 19th at 1 o'clock.
Okay. March the 19th, Mr. Riley, at 10 o'clock, we're going to see you for your rocket docket case.
Yes, Your Honor.
I thought Kim said 1 o'clock.
I thought I said, did you say 10 or 1, Kim?
1.
I'm sorry, I wrote down 10. 1 o'clock, Mr. Riley, 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, March 19th, Your Honor. I
Yes,
got
sir.
it. You have a good day. Thank you.
You too. Morning at the jail, sir. Are you Jeremy Lee Silvers?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Silvers. Your case has not yet been considered by the grand jury. Your arraignment date is now March the 18th at 8:30 a.m.
March the 18th.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Morning, sir. Would you tell me your name? The jail?
Anthony Markland.
Okay, Mr. Markland, your case has not yet been considered by the grand jury.
Judge, if I could interrupt, he has taken a rocket docket deal and his sentencing is March the 1st.
Okay, so Mr. Markland, you're going to be seen on March the 1st at what time?
9 o'clock.
I'm sorry.
9 o'clock.
Okay, March the 1st at 9 a.m., Mr. Markland.
I'm sorry, Judge. My mistake. 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock, March 1st. And he does need to be over at the jail because he will be sentenced that day.
Okay, well, he's in the jail, so
Oh, okay.
that'll be easy. Okay, Mr. Markland, March the 1st at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Commonwealth versus Robin M. Kinsey.
Your Honor, this is Boone Reed. I represent Miss Kinsey. I haven't spoken to her by phone this morning. She has been trying to get online to be here today. Her phone service is somewhat sketchy and she has no transportation. My understanding is. Go ahead.
Her case has not yet been considered by the grand jury, Mr. Reed. I'm going to continue her to March the 18th at 8:30. Make sure she gets her problems squared away by then.
Judge, I will do. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. May I be excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Commonwealth Frank Laverne Henderson. Is Mr. Henderson online? Frank Henderson. Issue bench warrant, no bond. Commonwealth versus Jatarius L. Johnson.
Yes, I'm here.
Good morning, Mr. Johnson. Sir, your case hasn't
Good morning.
yet been considered by the grand jury. Your next arraignment date is March the 18th at 8:30 a.m.
March the 8th,
18th.
March the 18th. Okay.
Yes, sir, at 8:30. You'll appear just like you did today.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you.
Commonwealth versus Ronald Wright. Is Mr. Wright online? Ronald Wright. Issue bench warrant, no bond.
The next one's Sam.
Yeah, I got it. Thanks. Commonwealth versus John Charles Tomlinson.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mr. Tomlinson is on the Zoom.
Okay. Morning, Mr. Tomlinson. Sir, your case hasn't yet been considered by the grand jury. Your next arraignment date is March 18th at 8:30 a.m.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Have a good morning.
You too, Ms. Rolson.
Thank you.
Commonwealth versus Miranda Hills.
Hello.
Good morning, Ms. Hills. Ma'am, your case hasn't yet been considered by the grand jury. Your arraignment date is now March the 18th at 8:30.
March 18th, 8:30.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. May I be excused, please?
Yes, ma'am. Thanks.
Thank you.
Commonwealth versus Claude Harvey Brown. Is Mr. Brown online?
Have a seat right there. Are you ready for the judge?
I'm sorry?
You ready for him, Mr. Harris or Hall?
Just
Hello?
a second.
Hello?
Is that you on the telephone?
Yes, sir.
Claude Harvey Brown, is that you?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Your case has not yet been considered by the grand jury. Your arraignment date is now March the 18th at 8:30 a.m.
March the 8th or March the 18th?
March 1/8,
Okay. March the 18th. At what time?
8:30 a.m.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
You too. Mr. Hall, is that you at the jail?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Hall. Your case has not yet been considered by the grand jury. Your return date is now, or your return date, April. Find it. This is March the 18th at 8:30 a.m. Okay, so we'll see you then, Mr. Hall. March 18th at 8:30. Commonwealth versus Pamela Lyons.
Yes,
Pamela Lyons.
speaking. Hello?
Miss Lyons, can you hear me?
Yes,
Your case has not yet been considered by the grand jury. Your next arraignment date is March the 18th at 8:30 a.m.
18th at what time?
8:30 a.m., just like this morning.
Do I call the same number, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm not sure. It might be a different number, but make sure you contact your attorney if you have any questions about what number to call.
Yes, sir.
Because it might be
Thank you.
Kaltenbach's number. Okay, welcome. Good luck.
Thank you.
At the jail, do we have Jennifer Leanne Brimhall?
Yes, sir.
Come on up to the podium, please, ma'am.
Judge
Morning, Ms.
Peyton Wilson, I'm behalf of Ms. Brimhall.
Okay, ma'am, Ms. Brimhall, your case has not yet been considered by the grand jury. Your arraignment date is now March the 18th at 8:30.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
I was wondering if I can get a bond reduction.
Ma'am, I'm not, I understand your desire to have that done, but this is the arraignment docket, and I'm unable to consider bond motions on the arraignment docket. If you would talk to Mr. Wilson, I'm sure he'll file the appropriate motion on your behalf.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Commonwealth versus Elias and Tel Moore.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms. Moore.
Judge, I've got Miss Moore on this case.
Okay, and her case has not yet been considered by the grand jury. The next arraignment date is March the 18th at 8:30.
Yes, sir. If I may, Mr. Mills, I think that this one might have been a rocket docket. If we're able to get that paperwork done, I didn't realize she was incarcerated.
Okay, you should have it, and if you don't, then I'll send you a copy today.
Yeah, I think I've got it. I was just making sure that we'll try to get that done. Miss Moore, I'll be in touch with you later today, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Welcome. Did I do Mr. Brown? Did I do James Brown?
No.
Okay. Versus James Brown. Mr. Brown, are you online, sir?
I'm on that now. They just gave me the number.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, your case hasn't yet been considered by the grand jury. Your next arraignment date is March the 18th at 8:30 a.m. Did you hear that? Mr. Brown?
Hello?
Mr. Brown, can you hear me? Are you James Brown, sir?
No, I'm Ronald Wright, sir.
Okay. Is James Brown online? James Brown. Warrant, no bond. Commonwealth versus Santasia Donaldson. Santasia Donaldson. Bench warrant, no bond. Commonwealth versus Nathan Lewis.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lewis. Sir, your case hasn't yet been considered by the grand jury. Your next court date is March the 18th at 8:30 a.m.
March the 18th, 8:30 a.m. Do I call this number back with the same confirmation code?
I'm not sure if it's going to be the same number on March the 18th or not.
Okay. Okay, then. I'll figure it out. Thanks, sir.
Well, yeah, call the clerk's office at least a week before, and they'll give you the right number.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. And what day again was it?
March the 18th.
At 8:30. Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you. Commonwealth versus McKenzie Suzanne McManus. McKenzie McManus.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Ms. McManus. Ma'am, your case
Good
has
morning.
been considered by the grand jury. Your return date or your next arraignment date is March the 18th at 8:30 a.m. March 18th at 8:30.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Commonwealth versus Kaylee Elizabeth Jones.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms. Jones. Ma'am, your case hasn't been considered by the grand jury yet. Your arraignment date is March the 18th at 8:30 a.m.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And at the jail, are you Larry Hughes, sir?
Don Shaw, Judge. Larry Hughes is en route.
Okay.
Shot better in jail.
Mr. Shaw, is that okay? And you're approaching Mr. Shaw's attorney. Looks like Mr. Johnson.
Put the date on the final one.
Okay.
Who is this?
Ron Shaw?
Yes, sir.
I don't have him on my list.
You're listed on the docket. Okay.
Don with us.
And the cases are 20 CR 498, 20 CR 500, 20 CR 562, 20 CR 752, 20 CR 63. Mr. Straub, you're representing Mr. Shaw?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Shaw has been indicted.
Yes, sir. I acknowledge his identity. I'm sure I'll have a copy of the indictment very soon. Enter a plea of not guilty to all charges, waive further formalities, and request a pretrial.
Okay, thank you. Pretrial conference is April the 19th at 1:30 p.m. in Division 2.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks. Thank you, Mr. Shaw.
It's done.
Gotta get Mr. Hughes.
Oh, no, because he's in route.
All right, Commonwealth versus Zachary Ryan Minnis.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Morning, Mr. Minnis.
Good morning.
Mr. Minnis, your case hasn't been considered by the grand jury yet. Your arraignment date is March the 18th at 8:30.
Your
March
Honor,
18th.
if I may, Judge, I've got Mr. Menace's case. We've tried to effectuate a rocket docket deal here, and so if possible, we were hopeful to get to enter his plea on that.
Yeah, I received the Rocket Docket email, and I was just in the process of faxing it to Belinda. And
if I may, Mr. Menace,
yeah,
he signed the motion to enter a guilty plea and the offer sheet and the proceeding by information waiver.
Yeah, you guys received that, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so you're asking him to be put on a rocket docket?
Yes, sir. If we could put him on that, I think Ms. Chanel had mentioned maybe it was March the 9th or it was another March date.
I don't know what division is it in?
Judge, I have to wait till I get that paperwork. Once I receive that paperwork, I will assign it a date. I need to make sure I get it in time.
Yeah, it should be inbound. Ms. Chanel, we just got that signed today, but I can confirm I've seen it. He's waived he's ready to proceed by information and happy to enter the plea on that.
Yeah, I was just need to be able to step away from the computer to be able to send that stuff. I didn't want to miss me calling your name. So,
all right. Well, here's the deal. Once the clerk gets the paperwork and she assigns a new court date, that's fine. Unless that happens, March the 18th at 8:30. That's the fallback.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Menace.
Thank you.
Who do we have at the jail?
Larry Hughes, Judge.
Okay, thank you very much. And who is Mr. Hughes' attorney?
John Johnson.
Oh, this is on bail jumping. I don't know if Mr. Hughes has been formally appointed DPA in this case, but I'll appoint him now.
Okay. I'll acknowledge his identity. And he's been indicted. Is that
Yes, sir.
correct? Then we'll enter a not guilty plea, waive formalities, request a pretrial conference date.
Thank you. Pretrial conference is April the 26th at 1 o'clock in Division 1.
Do I have a bail on there?
I'm sure it's $10,000. Yes, sir. It's $10,000 on this charge.
Can I get a bail reduction?
I can't consider that today. You'll have to ask Judge Kaltenbach through Mr. Johnson.
I'll file a motion for Judge Kaltenbach to consider that.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. All right. And is everybody on the arraignment docket? And I believe that was everybody at the jail.
Yes, sir.
We've got some people left whose cases have not been indicted yet that I need to call. Commonwealth versus Herschel McClure. Is Herschel McClure online?
He's not going to be appearing today, Judge. He is in Hardin County Jail.
Okay. All right, then, Mr. Wilson, can you get word to him that his arraignment is continued until March the 18th at 8:30?
Yes, I can. And Judge, I expect him to be back in McCracken by then. So.
Okay, good. Good, thank you. Commonwealth versus Austin L. Moore.
That's me, Your Honor.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Moore.
Good morning. How you doing?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm well. Appreciate it.
Good. Your arraignment date is now March the 18th at 8:30. I believe you're on a rocket docket case, but we don't have the paperwork in yet.
All right.
Paperwork, if the paperwork gets in, then we'll move you to the rocket docket. But right now, you're on March the 18th at 8:30 a.m.
I'll go with that date, Your Honor, as of now.
If I may, Judge, if I may, Judge, Mr. Moore, what's a good contact number
Yes,
for you?
sir. Yes, sir. It's going to be 270-243-1128.
Okay, I'll give you a call later today.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Peyton.
Commonwealth versus Jesse Riley.
I think I did him.
Did we do
You
him?
called him earlier, and he's
Okay.
a rocket docket case.
There may have been, I guess he had another case that I marked off. All right.
Both of his cases are rocket docket.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Johnson. Let me go through here one more time. Is Randall Baker online? Randall
Judge,
Baker.
I was unable to get a hold of Mr. Baker.
Okay. How about Frank Henderson, Frank Laverne Henderson?
Judge, he showed up downstairs. He couldn't get anything to work. So I told the bailiffs March 18th. at
Okay,
8:30.
Mr. Henderson is continued till March 18th at 8:30. Thank you. Ronald Wright, is Ronald Wright online?
Yes, sir. I'm right here. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Wright. Sir, your case hasn't been considered by the grand jury yet. Your arraignment date is now March the 18th at 8:30 a.m. March 18th at 8:30.
Okay. Will there be a different number and everything? Or
You know, Mr. Wright, at this point, I don't know
Right.
who's going to be doing arraignments that day. Judge Kaltenbeck and I have different numbers, so whoever's court it is, it's going to be that number.
Okay. Yes, I'm just making sure, sir, 'cause I had a run around today.
Right.
It won't be.
Yes, sir.
What
Yes,
I would
but
do,
I
Mr.
think-
Wright, is a week before your court date, so, you know, around about March the 11th or so, call the clerk's office to get the right number to call.
Okay.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mr. Wright.
All right. You have a great day, sir.
You too.
All right.
Commonwealth versus Sandra Marsh. Is Ms. Marsh online?
Judge, I've got Miss Marsh's case. See if she's incarcerated.
Sandra Marsh, doesn't look like she's here. Will issue a bench warrant, no bond. Commonwealth versus Reginald Ricardo Thomas.
Yes, present.
Good morning, Mr. Thomas.
Good morning.
Sir, your case hasn't yet been indicted by the grand jury. Your court date
Okay.
is March the 18th at 8:30. March the 18th at 8:30.
March 18th at 8:30?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Is James Brown online? James Brown? about Santasia Donaldson. All right, ladies and gentlemen, is there anyone present online who did not hear their name called but believes they should have heard it called? All right, I believe we've gotten through all the docket this morning. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Court is adjourned.
Sir, sorry, I just noticed that you said that. Mr. Kitchen?
Yes, I hear you. Anthony Knight, but I don't.
He's on for sentencing and needs to be at the jail.
I'm sorry.
He's on for sentencing at 9.
Okay, Mr. Knight.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you are supposed to be at the McCracken County Jail today.
See, it was postponed because of the snow, so I had no idea, and I'm out of town right now. But I didn't want to not show up and have it taken care of. So I
Right,
called my
well-
lawyer, and my lawyer sent me this link. So I wanted to, be present the best way I could.
Okay. Who is your attorney?
I am, Your Honor.
Oh, you are, Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson, you need to be talking to Judge Kaltenbach about this, and I don't know what he's going to do about it. It's not my sentencing.
Yeah, it's
Oh, it
your
is my
sentencing.
sentencing? Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. I forgot I had sentencing right after this. I will just stay on the line, Mr. Knight, and I'll figure out what I'm going to do with you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right. Anybody else whose name wasn't called?
Corey Copeland.
Sentencing.
For
Okay.
sentencing.
Mr. Copeland, where are you?
I'm actually outside of the courthouse right now.
Okay, you need to be at you need to go to the McCracken County Jail, and we're going to do your sentencing there.
All right.
Okay, so I'll see you there in just a few minutes.
Yes, sir.
All right, court is going to take a recess, and I'll be back online for sentencing in just a minute.
just tell him to start bringing them in.
All right, do we have anybody over at the jail? I'll be back online in a minute. Right out the jail, do we have people ready to be sentenced?
Yes, sir. We're ready.
Okay, bring them on in, please. Tell me who you're calling.
I have Mark Tucker out here first.
All right, would you please send him in?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir. Would you tell me your name, please?
Mark Tucker II.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Johnson, you represent Mr. Tucker?
I do, Your Honor.
Have you and Mr. Tucker reviewed the PSI?
Well, I don't know if I have the latest PSI. The one I have isn't all the way filled out, and I think there should be a later one than that.
Well, I think that's because Mr. Tucker failed to cooperate with probation and parole.
Okay. Well, I have reviewed the PSI that I've had, although it's lacking in all the details. The details that are put down there appear to be correct.
Okay, thank you. Is there any legal reason why a sentence cannot be pronounced, Mr. Johnson?
No, Your Honor.
A statement on Mr. Tucker's behalf?
Well, I had 68 days that he's done. I don't know if that's out of date now or not. But I would think that'd be significant punishment on a crime like this that he was charged for, and wanted to ask for probation. I seem to remember, Mr. Tucker, did you have insurance that would cover the property damage?
Yes, sir.
Did you indicate yes?
Yes, sir.
So, Your Honor, I don't think there should be any problem with making restitution. Mr. Tucker, I forgot your family. If you have kids or a wife that you support, if you have a job, if you could tell the judge.
And I have.
I think you have employment, don't you?
My parents, yes. I work for Bill Wiggins. I'm a concrete finisher, and I work hard.
Okay, so if he were to be probated, Your Honor, he could get back to work, and restitution would be made. It sounds like it ought to be made through the insurance, but if not, he could make it through working.
Mr. Allen, you're here for the Commonwealth, is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
The victim's impact statement, they requested restitution in that, but there's no request from restitution to the Commonwealth.
Judge, the restitution in this case is $2,800, and that's payable to P&L Railway.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Judge.
Mr. Tucker, do you wish to make any statements, sir?
Very hard, and I have people to take care of. Please don't put me in jail.
Okay. Mr. Tucker, the court finds you guilty of DUI first offense and sentences you to 30 days, order that you complete the alcohol drug education classes. There's a $425 service fee. Your license will be suspended for 90 days. Court finds you guilty of first-degree criminal mischief and sentences you to 2 years. In addition, restitution in the amount of $2,800 to P&L Railroad. In case 20 CR 488, the court finds you guilty of first-degree bail jumping and sentences you to 2 years. That'll be consecutive to the sentence in 20 CR 314 for a total sentence of 4 years. court has considered probation or conditional discharge, but is of the opinion that imprisonment is necessary because there is a substantial risk that during a period of probation or conditional discharge, the defendant will commit another crime. The defendant is in need of correctional treatment that can be provided most effectively by his commitment to a correctional institution, and the disposition of probation would unduly depreciate the seriousness of the defendant's crime. Court notes that the defendant failed to cooperate with probation and parole in completing this pre-sentence investigation report as well. In addition to your jail sentence, sir, you are ordered to pay restitution in the amount of $2,800 to P&L Railway. They'll be paid through the McCracken Circuit Court clerk at a rate of no less than $200 per month once you are released from incarceration. Court costs and public advocate fee are
On case 1, it's $850. Case 2, $425.
So looks like total of 75. Do you have money to pay that, Mr. Tucker?
Sure.
All right, I will waive your court costs and your public advocate fee. Good luck to you, Mr. Tucker. Morning, sir. Would you tell me your name, please?
Zachary Cunningham.
All right, good morning, Mr. Cunningham. Case number 20 CR 182. And see, Mr. Straub, are you online? There you are.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mr. Straub, have you and Mr. Cunningham reviewed the PSI?
Yes, sir.
Are there any corrections that need to be made to it?
No, sir.
Is there any legal reason that why sentence cannot be pronounced?
No, sir.
Do you wish to make a statement on Mr. Cunningham's behalf?
Just briefly, Your Honor. He thinks he still has his job. He's been out for a little bit now. And he has 3 stepkids that he takes care of and a biological child. And they all depend on him to pay the bills. And he's the only one in his household with a job. He's really working on his anger issues. And he really wants to get help with that. He said he's expressed to me that he loves his family very much so, and would do anything to be with them and support them. And he just really, his goals in life are just to be a family man and to be the person he wants to be. He feels really bad about the whole situation, and he is asking for probation.
Thank you, Mr. Straub.
If I may, sir.
Yes, sir, Mr. Cunningham.
I have been doing counseling with, he's not a counselor licensed, but I met him at Hardin Baptist Church in Marshall County. His name's David Taylor. I have been doing sessions with him every day. He has really been helping me. If I do not go back to Pilgrims, I am employed by David Taylor. He is a self-contractor. You can call him on the phone. He said he will vouch that I have been doing counseling with him. I am having anger management classes set up.
Okay, setting up through Four Rivers or four?
Yes, I'm working on making the call. He said he would help me. So if I get probation, I will call Four Rivers with him today, and he will help me set the classes up.
Okay.
I can provide paperwork as soon as possible too.
Okay. All right, Mr. Cunningham, thank you very much, sir. Anything else you want to tell me?
No, sir.
Okay. Mr. Cunningham, the court does find you guilty of first-degree fleeing or evading police and sentences you to 2 years. Criminal mischief in the 3rd degree, 90 days, and 4th degree assault, domestic violence, 12 months. Those sentences will run concurrent by operation of law for a total of 2 years. This would be consecutive to any other sentence that you might have. Your sentence will be probated for a period of 3 years. Conditions on your probation are that you continue your good behavior, that you refrain from violating the law in any respect, that your report is directed by your probation officer, that you comply with the regulations of the Division of Probation and Parole and the directions of your probation officer, that you pay your $30 a month supervision fee. If determined necessary by probation and parole, undergo a drug and/or alcohol assessment, follow through with any recommended treatment and/or aftercare. I want you to complete an anger management assessment through 4 Rivers. Follow through with any recommended treatment there. You will be randomly drug screened. You'll have to pay for that. You are subject to graduated sanctions by probation and parole. In addition, the court orders that you pay restitution in the amount of $248.98 to the McCracken County Sheriff's Office. That will be paid through the McCracken Circuit Clerk, and they'll charge a 5% fee on top of that. You should have that paid within, any reason why you can't have it paid within 2 months?
How much is the total altogether?
$248.98 plus the 5%.
I can pay it.
Okay. Have that paid within 60 days. And I think that will do it. Court costs, public advocate fee are?
$425.
What's the date we're giving for that? August the 13th at 10:30 a.m. to have your $425 paid. If it's paid in full, you won't have to come back to court. If it is not paid in full, that's when I'm going to see you, August 13th at 10:30 a.m.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck, Mr. Cunningham.
Yes,
Oh, I will need you to go directly from here over to probation and parole so that they can get you on their caseload.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You can take it off.
Good morning, ma'am. Will you tell me your name, please?
Jaleesa Walton.
Okay, good morning, Ms. Walton.
Morning.
And Mr. Straub, you represent Ms. Walton?
Yes, sir.
Have you and Ms. Walton reviewed the PSI?
Yes, sir.
Are there any corrections that need to be made?
No, sir.
Is there any legal reason why sentence cannot be pronounced at this time?
No, sir.
Do you wish to make a statement on Ms. Walton's behalf?
Just very briefly, Your Honor. She is working at Big Lots. She's worked there since August of last year. And she's still there now. She has a 7-month-old baby that she cares very much for. And she is 4 months pregnant with her next child. And she's just expressed to me that she's learned a lot from this, and she regrets the situation and just wants to move forward with her life and be there for her children.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Straub. Ms. Walton, do you wish to make a statement?
That I'm just sorry for what I went through.
Ms. Walton, the court does find you guilty of criminal facilitation to first-degree trafficking in a controlled substance, second or greater offense, methamphetamine, more than 2 grams, and sentences you to 12 months. Court finds you guilty of criminal facilitation to trafficking in a controlled substance, first offense, or first degree, first offense, carfentanil, and sentences you to 12 months. Those will be concurrent for a total of 12 months. Your sentence will be probated for a period of 2 years. Conditions of your probation are that you continue your good behavior, that you refrain from violating the law in any respect, that your report is directed by your probation officer, that you comply with the regulations of the Division of Probation and Parole and the directions of your probation officer, that you pay your $30 a month supervision fee, that you undergo a drug and/or alcohol assessment, follow through with any recommended treatment and/or aftercare, that you enroll in and successfully complete moral recognition therapy. You will be randomly drug screened during your probationary period, and you will have to pay for that. You are subject to all graduated sanctions by probation and parole. Court costs and public advocate fee are
$425.
$425. Ma'am, those are due on August the 13th at 10:30 a.m. If you pay them before then, you don't have to come back to court. If not paid in full, that's when I'm going to see you back. Okay? And Ms. Walton, I will need you to go directly from here over to probation and parole so that they can get you on their caseload.
Okay,
Okay, good luck, Ms. Walton.
thank you.
Morning, sir. Would you tell me your name, please?
Robert Clements.
All right, good morning, Mr. Clements. And Mr. Straub, do you represent Mr. Clements?
Yes, sir.
Have you reviewed the PSI?
Yes, sir.
Clements, are there any corrections that need to be made?
No, sir.
Are there any legal reason sentence cannot be pronounced?
No, sir.
Do you wish to make a statement on Mr. Clements' behalf?
Just briefly, Your Honor. He is employed. He's working with Affordable Home Improvement. He is willing to do anything the court orders, Your Honor, just to prove his sobriety. He does have two kids who, although they don't live with him, he helps out and helps provide for them. And he really has just expressed to me that he just wants to keep working and really focus on living correctly and getting his life back on track. And those are the things that are most important to him. So we are respectfully asking for probation.
Thank you, Mr. Straub. Mr. Clements, do you wish to make a statement?
I really, I tell myself mercy in the court. That's it. Whatever your decision is, that's fine with me.
Mr. Clements, how long had you been on probation when you committed this offense or these offenses?
12 months, I believe. Pretty close.
Okay, what happened?
And I slipped up and messed up. And
Well, what do you think it's going to take to get you to stop using methamphetamine?
whatever I need to do.
Well, that's not what I asked you.
I mean, I'm doing the best I can. I don't know, just the kids and the lady at home, me being the sole provider.
How long have you been using methamphetamine?
A couple, 3 years or better. I mean, and it's just recreational. If that matters or not, it really don't. But I mean, I've gave it up, walking away from it. I figured this time to be right.
What I'm trying to figure out, Mr. Clements, is if you're on probation already, why would you risk going to prison if for just a recreational thing, unless you're addicted to it? Are you addicted to it, or?
Man, I'm an addict. I admit I'm an addict, yes. But as far as, I get up, go work every day, and I come home. And like I say, any drug use or any kind of drinking alcohol or anything is all recreational. And I don't know.
Well, drinking alcohol is one thing, possessing methamphetamine is a completely different thing. It's a felony to possess that, and you're risking going to prison over that. And I'm just trying to figure out why. Now, some people are just really addicted and they can't help themselves. And my question to you is, can you help yourself, or is it just something you just decided you wanted to do?
I believe I can help myself. I really do. It's the only way you quit anything is to quit for yourself.
What's your, on the sentence that you're on probation for now? What was that sentence?
18 months.
18 months, so now you're gonna have a
2 years.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
You cut out, I couldn't hear you.
3 years.
Probation for 2 years, I believe it was 18 months.
Right, plus the 18 months that you had previously.
Right.
You see, you could 3 years in prison. All right, Mr. Clements, guilty of failure to wear a seatbelt. I'll fine you $25 for that. Court finds you guilty of operating on a suspended license, sentence you to 90 days. No insurance will sentence you to 90 days. Expired registration receipt, $25 fine on each. First degree possession of controlled substance, methamphetamine, second or greater offense, an 18-month sentence. Possession of drug paraphernalia, 12-month sentence. Those will all run concurrent. The jail sentences will for a total of 18 months. They'll be consecutive with any other sentence that you might have. Here's the deal, Mr. Clements. I'm going to probate you on this. But if you commit another offense, I will sentence you to prison. So if you do it again, if you get caught with methamphetamine again,
Yes, sir.
you're charged with another offense for using methamphetamine, I'm going to send you to prison. And it's not going to be for 18 months, it's going to be for 3 years.
Thank you.
Court costs, your conditions of your probation, and your probation is going to be for a period of 3 years. Conditions of your probation are that you continue your good behavior, that you refrain from violating the law in any respect, that your report is directed by your probation officer, that you comply with the regulations of the Division of Probation and Parole and the directions of your probation officer, that you pay your $30 a month supervision fee, undergo a drug and/or alcohol assessment, follow through with any recommended treatment or aftercare, enroll in and successfully complete moral recognition therapy. Randomly drug screened, you'll have to pay for that. You are subject to graduated sanctions by probation and parole. Mr. Clements, it's really not that hard to succeed on probation. If you're addicted to methamphetamine, it's tougher. I understand that, but you have to. It's going to take your best effort if you're addicted to it. If you don't give me your best effort, I'm going to send you to prison. If you give me your best effort, I will work with you to try to keep you out of prison. But you're going to have to do your best.
I will.
And that may include long-term
Whatever it takes.
treatment. But you need to do whatever it takes, is you need to stop it now, because otherwise you're going to be doing that prison time. Or you're going to kill yourself. All right, Mr. Clements, good luck to you, sir. Court costs, public advocate fee are
$500.
$500. That is due on August the 13th at 10:30 a.m. Mr. Clements, if you'll pay it before then, you don't have to come back to court. If it's not paid in full, that's what I'm going to need to see, August 13th at 10:30 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, good luck, Mr. Clements. Oh, Mr. Clements,
Yes, sir.
I need you to go directly over to probation and parole from here.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good morning, sir. Would you tell me your name, please?
Copeland.
That's right. Yeah, I just talked to you.
Yeah.
How are you doing today, Mr. Copeland?
How you doing?
Good. Mr. Copeland, let's see. Your attorney is John Johnson. Mr. Johnson, you with us?
No, it's actually John Straub.
Oh, is this Mr. Straub? Okay. So, Mr. Straub, have you and Mr. Copeland reviewed the PSI?
We have, Your Honor.
Are there corrections that need to be made to it?
No, sir.
Any legal reason why a sentence cannot be pronounced?
No, sir.
You wish to make a statement on Mr. Copeland's behalf?
Yes, sir. I believe he has a 6-month rehab set up. I think I emailed that to your office at the last sentencing before it got continued. But that rehab bed date was for the 15th. So I'm not sure if he still has that. Can I, Mr. Copeland, do you have that still?
I'll probably have to reschedule it, but because I was in the halfway house that day.
Okay, I got you. So he is seeking treatment, Your Honor, and he did have something set up. I don't know if it's just not worked out because of the weather and the halfway house, but he does want to stay sober and he does want to work on this. He's never been to rehab before, so he does want to go. He's 20 years old, so he's at the beginning of his life, really, and he's been in jail for a total of 6 months. He really just wants to get a fresh start, and he does have his GED, so that's something positive he has going for him. So we just respectfully ask for probation.
Mr. Copeland, do you wish to make a statement?
Yes, sir. See, actually, when I got out, I went to the halfway house, and I got a home placement with my father. And I've been out for a few days. I've actually got a job interview and everything set up today for Finish Line Car Wash. And I try to do a little something while I could, while I had the chance. See, and I'm on parole too, so I'll have to walk that down along with all this.
Mr. Copeland, the court finds you guilty of first-degree possession of a controlled substance, methamphetamine, second or greater offense. I will sentence you to 1 year consecutive with any other sentence that you might have. Your sentence will be probated for a period of 2 years. Conditions of your probation are that you continue your good behavior, that you refrain from violating the law in any respect, that your report is directed by your probation officer, that you comply with the regulations of the Division of Probation and Parole and the directions of your probation officer. Pay your $30 a month supervision fee. Undergo drug and/or alcohol assessment, follow through with any recommended treatment or aftercare. And you said you had a 6-month. Where were you? Where did you have your bed date? Where was that?
Actually, it was for the Fuller Center, but I was going to try to go from there to Center Point. But I don't know if the date was, or the bed would still be held for me unless I have to call and get another one. You know what I'm saying?
Well, probation and parole will help you with that. I'm going to order that you attend long-term treatment.
All right.
Also order that you complete moral recognition therapy.
Yes, sir.
Randomly drug screened during your probation, you'll have to pay for that. You are subject to all graduated sanctions by probation and parole.
Yes, sir.
Court costs, public advocate fee are excuse me,
$425.
$425.
Yes.
Mr. Copeland, that $425 is due on August 13th at 10:30. If you pay it before then, you don't have to come back to court. If it's not paid in full, I'll see you then August 13th at 10:30.
Sir.
Okay, thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, we go right over to probation and parole from here, Mr. Copeland?
Yes, sir, I will.
Okay, thanks very much. Warrant, sir, will you tell me your name, please?
Forrest Edward Jones.
He's at the bottom.
Your Honor, Kevin Olson on behalf of Mr. Jones.
Oh, is this what we needed to resentence?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, and I guess, Mr. Olson, you've been advised of why we need to resentence.
Fully understand. Mr. Jones and I talked about it yesterday. I appreciate him getting down here so quickly so we can get this resolved.
Okay. Mr. Jones, you know why you're back here today, right? Because we left off 3 counts of your trafficking.
Correct.
Okay. All right, now, Mr. Jones, you do have the right to remain silent. You have the right to a trial by jury. You have the right to confront your accusers. You have the right to hire an attorney of your own choosing. If you are unable to afford an attorney, the court will appoint one for you. You did plead guilty to 1 count of trafficking in a controlled substance greater than 2 grams of methamphetamine, but there were 3 other counts that were left off when we did your plea colloquy. And I believe, I guess, probably and I may be speaking out of turn, but the recommendation would have been 6 years on each of those concurrent. Is that right?
Judge, that's exactly right. Mr. Mills sent over some paperwork yesterday that we sent to the court. That it doesn't change the term of years for Mr. Jones at all. It's all the same. The only addition is the 3 charges that were left off.
All right, so I'm not going to go through all that other stuff. Did you want to plead guilty to the other 3 counts of first-degree trafficking and controlled substance greater than 2 grams of methamphetamine, Mr. Jones?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, is anybody forcing you to do that against your will?
No, Your Honor.
I'll accept your guilty plea on those.
Thank you.
And I'll go ahead and sentence you on those. There'll be 6 years on each of those concurrent, and that's concurrent with everything else that you're serving as well, I believe. But it let's see, it's concurrent with the sentence in 20 CR 304, consecutive with anything else.
Thank you.
Your total sentence has not changed. And I believe, you took a 10-year sentence, didn't you?
Correct, Your Honor.
Actually, Judge, that's right. It was 6 years. We got to the probation. You asked him if he would consider 10 in exchange for being probated. He did.
Okay. So if you want, and really it doesn't, probably it would be 10 years on each of these concurrent as well. Do you want to take that, Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll sentence you to 10 years on 3 additional counts of free trafficking of controlled substance. Those are concurrent, run concurrent with everything else that you have right now. And that will be it. No additional costs or anything.
Thank you.
I just had to do the formalities here, Mr. Jones, and thank you very much for coming down here.
I understand, Your Honor.
All right, so now we've got that all cleaned up. Good luck.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Judge, the bailiffs are outside and there's nobody else out there.
Nobody else outside?
Correct, Judge.
Okey doke.
Anthony Knight's online.
Yeah. Mr. Knight, are you still online?
Yes, I am.
So where exactly are you, Mr. Knight?
Over in Graves County, the other side of Graves County.
What other side of Graves County?
Past Bayfield.
Towards Cali County.
Okay. So
I'm not familiar with what county. I know it's right on the border.
So tell me
I
why
got an offer to do some work out here, helping frame a house for 2 to 3 weeks, and it's money that my family absolutely needs.
When did you find out about your site?
Excuse me?
Rescheduled
What
because of
about
the snow.
That's the only reason why I didn't make it, was because it was rescheduled because of the snow and the ice.
Well, why didn't you come to the jail today?
Because I didn't know that it was today until the last minute.
What time did you find out that it was?
Yesterday evening.
You found out
I don't have a car, so I had no way to get down there. So I tried getting a hold of my lawyer, and I finally got in touch with him this morning at 8. And I wanted to make sure that it was known. I'm not trying to avoid coming to court. I just want to get it taken care of.
Okay. I'm going to issue a bench warrant for you, Mr. Knight.
Oh, why?
Because you're not at the jail where you're supposed to be.
Is there nothing I can do to make this work out?
Turn yourself in.
All right.
Good luck, Mr. Knight.
All right.
Judge, Stephen Sullivan is in the Marshall County Jail. I see the box that says courtroom. I didn't know if that was them or not.
No. I
No,
didn't
that's
know.
our courtroom, I think. Let me change the views here. No, I don't think we knew county. When's the next sentencing date?
March 11th.
Okay, we'll continue Mr. Sullivan's sentencing till March the 11th. Mr. Straub, if you
Yes,
could
sir.
touch base with us a couple of days before sentencing, and make sure he's still there. In Marshall County, we'll try to get him online there.
Yes, sir.
Thanks a lot. All right, Commonwealth versus Ricochet Young.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Olson. You know where Miss Young is?
Judge, I do not.
Okay. I'll have to issue bench warrants for her.
Thank you, Judge.
And Commonwealth versus Brandon L. Rowe, 19 CR 926, 19 CR 924. Who represents Mr. Rowe? That you, Mr. Johnson?
It is.
Do you know where
In his
Mr.
defense, he's not on the docket. Did I do the order? Yep.
All right. We'll have to issue a bench warrant for Mr. Rowe, and do you know where he is, Mr. Johnson?
I don't.
Okay. I'll have to issue a bench warrant for Mr. Rowe.
Judge, I'm showing in the computer, his sentencing is set for March the 11th.
Oh, is that right? I wonder how that happened.
Because it was continued to today.
I don't know why it would be in the computer for March the 11th. I did an order continuing it today.
Judge, this is Officer Carper. I also have March 11th. I'm assuming at the sentencing, when it was continued to then, because I would have put it in my computer for that.
Okay, we'll continue Mr. Rowe till March the 11th then. All right, anybody else this morning? Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.